what is going to happen. I can't take it anymore. Pumps, entertain us.
Okay, well, you know me, I love a Donald Trump press conference because he always gives us something to talk about. So he voted today. I heard he voted last week, but anyway, they said he voted today. And reporters asked him a question, and specifically, I want you to hear first this question.
I don't have to tell them that. I don't have to tell them that there'll be no violence. Of course there'll be no violence. My supporters are not violent people. I don't have to tell them that. And I certainly don't want any violence, but I certainly don't have to tell. These are great people. These are people that believe in no violence. Unlike your question, you believe in violence. Go ahead.
God. Oh my God. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Seriously? How stupid does he think people are?
Apparently real stupid. He acts like January 6th was a little dust up. But I mean, how about just saying, I'm asking my supporters and all Americans that there be no violence on Election Day.
He can't do it, just like he couldn't admonish the Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. And he cannot do it. And he doesn't think January 6th was a dust-up. He thinks it was a love fest.
That's
because
right.
They all showed up for him. So all he sees is, they love me so much, they're willing to go to jail for me. That is an act of love. That's the way he sees it. Taking a shit in the Capitol for him is, what do they call it? A love language. You know?
Acts of shitting. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
He's so bad. And I just want to hit again what he's saying about health care in the United States in his administration.
Last week, Howard Lutnick said that RFK would not be engaging with Secretary. Does he speak for you?
Well, he knows exactly what, but that's only based on what RFK told. I don't think RFK wanted that. You're talking about Health and Human Services. Let me tell you, he's a great guy, RFK, and he's going to do pretty much what he wants as far as I'm concerned. He wants health for women, for men, for children. And I happen to agree with a lot of the things he says. The one thing
I just want to remind everyone that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is not a doctor. He is not a scientist. He is a guy that picks up bears and cuts off whale heads and has a brain worm that used to be an environmentalist, but now he's pro-conspiracy theory on vaccines. And Trump is like, oh yeah, put him in charge of health. He's my guy.
Here's what I think happens to people like RFK Jr., all right? You're born with a trust fund that could choke a bull, all right? You've never had to work. So the brain needs to be stimulated, all right? It needs activity. This is why I think you see the moms of liberty going bananas because their husbands are working. They're going crazy. They need to be, their brains need activity. So he starts going down all these rabbit holes. Now, some of the stuff about pesticides and whatnot, there's a little bit of truth to it. But then he starts digging deeper. And then all of a sudden you're a flat earther and you're cutting off whale heads and you're staging a bear homicide in Central Park. And then when you sound like a nut, you say, oh yeah, a worm ate my brain. And so there are certain times where people tell you, I'm not competent, I am not well, I don't need to be in charge of anything. And they tell you over and over again. Trump has been telling us this for 9 years.
Right.
RFK has been telling us this for about the last 4 to 5, and probably somewhat before then, but it seems like he started really going off the rails a few years ago with all the anti-vax stuff. So, and then, I mean, we could go on and on the clown car of all the people that orbit around Trump and how insane they are. But it's just, again, people are going to the voter booth and voting for these people. But here's something that I think would be, as Trump would say, beautiful. This would be a beautiful thing. If Kamala beats Trump by like 3 percentage points, or let's say, 3 percentage points, and RFK got 4% of the vote.
That would be
that little thing,
chef's kiss.
That would just make me really, really happy if RFK just really fucked him over in the end.
Well, he's been trying to sue all these states to get his name off the ballot, and they won't let him.
Well, he was going to sue to get it on, and now he's going
Right.
to sue to get off. And these people are opportunists.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with RFK Jr. I don't know if he ran through all his money, or what the late in life power grab is. Oh, he was fucking that Olivia Nuzzi too, remember?
Yeah, electronically, allegedly, which I don't know how you do that, but that's another, I don't know. Okay, so here is one of my favorite things, because as we all know, Fox News does nothing but propaganda for Trump, cover up his lies, sane wash. I mean, we saw how Brett Baier treated Kamala Harris. This is Donald Trump today on Fox News and Oprah.
And I think, frankly, she should be ashamed of herself. And you know who else should be ashamed? Fox. Because I've seen Oprah on Fox about 50 times making the same statement. And I think it's a disgrace what Fox does, because everyone thinks Fox is so pro-Trump. They're not pro-Trump at all. They've put Oprah on all morning long. That's all I see is Oprah. And, I knew Oprah very well. She's been at Mar-a-Lago many times. Roger King had his funeral. That's the head of King World, which was Oprah's mentor. And Oprah chose the location. She said, Mar-a-Lago is the most beautiful place. Would it be possible to have Roger's funeral at Mar-a-Lago in the ballroom? We did it. The only time I've ever had a funeral there. And I think Oprah should be ashamed of herself to say that. She should be ashamed. She knows me. She wanted to run with me as the vice president. She was going to be the vice president. She wrote me a letter. It's in the book. And now she goes and makes statements like that. She's a divider. And Barack Hussein Obama is a divider, too.
And speaking of dividers, Barack Hussein Obama is a divider too. I mean, he is so unhinged. I mean, this is like if your kid's in trouble and they're like, well, Billy did it, and Susie was in on it too.
Right. It's a throw you under the bus crowd. I mean, it is. I watched that and I thought, in the history of the world, Donald Trump has to be the biggest titty baby to ever run for political office.
Ever. And I think what gets me about this is they're the like alpha male crowd.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a man, stand up and take it like a man. This man couldn't take 2 Tylenol like a man.
No.
He probably has to hold his water glass with both hands.
Crush it up, maybe.
Totally. I mean, he is just such a complete moron. I have never seen somebody whine and cry and nag and the grievances. It's such a turnoff.
Oh, totally.
It's so off-putting. And so many people, I guess they like enable it. And if you recognize this in anybody else whining and complaining like this, like, I can't stand that guy. He's such a complainer. He's such a nagger. These people, like, it's like God, Jesus, and Trumps.
Right,
Guns.
And just real quick, reminding everybody whose abortion ban is it? Kylie, play the clip.
You voted against the abortion measure in me supporting Florida's 6 weeks.
We did a great job in that. We brought it back to the states, as you know. I believe in exceptions, as Ronald Reagan did. And we did a great job. We did something that they've wanted to do for 52 years.
For the record, nobody except the far-right evangelicals wanted to do it. And even though he knows it's totally unpopular with women, he has to take credit for it.
He has to. You know why? Because the dipshits, the dangerous, evil dipshits at the Heritage Foundation and, Turning Point America, or all these other sociopathic right-wing Jesus arm of the, writing policy world in America, they told him, you did something nobody could do. Okay. And that, for him, that's all he had to hear. And he will repeat it over and over and over again. He could see something where they say 99% of Americans disagree with you. But if he had a room, a few people said, but they disagree with you because you're the only one that could do it. Right. He'd be like, I did it. I'm the only one that could do it. In closing today, I want to read to you all one of my favorite tweets that I've seen in quite some time. It's a quote from an article in Rolling Stone magazine. All right, this is a quote from the famous actor Mickey Rourke, and he says, Donald Trump can go fuck himself. He's not a tough guy. He's a bully, and he's a bitch, and he can suck my fucking dick. I'll meet him in the hotel room any motherfucking day of the week and give him a Louisville slugger. Kiss my motherfucking ass, you bitch, punk, cocksucker. I don't know if I've ever related to a quote so much before.
You know what I immediately thought is, how have we missed calling him a bitch for 9 years? Mickey Rourke just laid it out there, but he's a little whiny bitch.
Oh, he is. It is insufferable. The whining, the nagging, the complaining.
The poor me.
From all of these sexist men that claim all of those adjectives fit a woman,
Oh,
a
right.
stereotypical woman. He is the stereotypical woman and all of the attributes that all of these sexist, chauvinist, right-wing, crusty old Bible thumper, cocksucker motherfuckers talk about. Donald Trump is the physical embodiment of all of that. He just has a penis, so that a little mushroom one per Stormy Daniels.
Per Stormy Daniels, just a little nubbin.
All right. Well, I mean, I wish we had exit poll information for you all, but we don't. I wish we could say Kamala's for sure going to win. We don't know that. And here's the thing. Here's my gut. I mean, my gut tells me, of course, Kamala's going to win because people are normal and decent. But then I remember 2016. And then I think, how is he on the ballot? Again, after all of these convictions and an attempted coup d'etat. And there's just like Trump's followers, they like Brokeback Mountain love him. They
Yes.
can't quit him.
They can't quit him.
They cannot quit him.
They cannot.
They cannot quit him. All right. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, if we're going to see you guys tomorrow or not. So love you.
So long.